So yeah, you'll probably need extra time again this morning and probably again tomorrow. So let's get right to it. You can barely see the buildings in the background because of a low ceiling and dense fog all across the tri-state. It's 59 in Central Park. But here's a closer look at visibility down to a half a mile in White Plains, the same in Belmar. And zooming in closer to the local airports, JFK and LaGuardia, at or below a quarter of a mile and below 1 mile in Newark. So check in for any potential delays. There's a dense fog advisory for Middlesex, Monmouth, and Ocean County, but this is an issue all across the tri-state this morning. On top of that, not seeing much in the way of rainfall, but it's foggy and mostly cloudy. There's a small chance we could see a little sun trying to break out later today. Temperatures are mainly in the 50s and the 60s. It's 60 in Toms River, 62 in Islip, and 63 in Sussex. So when it comes to our highs, a bit warmer compared to yesterday. Highs in the upper 60s and the lower 70s, and it's not going to be as wet. Just a chance for a spot shower this morning and a stray afternoon storm. Heather?
All right, Brittany, let's take a look at what's happening here in Queens. Now, if you're going to JFK Airport, you want to give yourself extra time and you want to listen to what I have to say. So the Van Wyck South near Atlantic Avenue, not only do we have construction, but we also have an accident. So you can see this right over here. That's blocking the right lane. Everybody has to get around that, and that is causing massive delays as you come down the Van Wyck Expressway towards the area of the Belt Parkway in JFK. This is how it looks on the LIE, so you can just see how foggy those conditions are. Brittany has been discussing that this morning. And the Hutch going south near Wilmot Road, we have a downed tree. And you know it's a lot foggier up north, so it's a little distressing here to think about a tree being downed and people driving through that fog. So please give yourself some extra time if you're going to be traveling this morning. 80 local lanes east right near the New Jersey Turnpike. That is an accident, and the local lanes are closed down as a result. That's in Ridgefield. Street cleaning rules are in effect. Pedro and Charlene, over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Heather. We're going to continue our coverage where we're counting down to this possible strike. Counting down to the countdown running on the bottom right-hand side of your screen there. Both sides expected back at the negotiating table today.
Yeah, so what's at the issue here for the workers?
Yeah.
It's wages and working conditions. So let's get right to Eyewitness News reporter.
More than 7 minutes away from weather and traffic together. So it's not wet this morning, but it is very cloudy and foggy. So you still might need some extra time for your morning commute. Foggy at the bus stop with temperatures in the 50s. And it could be a little damp in some areas because there's some patchy drizzle as well. As we head into this afternoon, not as wet, a high of 71 in the city. And there's a chance for a stray shower or storm. Highs reach the upper 60s and the lower 70s, so much warmer compared to yesterday when we struggled to get out of the lower 60s. In Maybrook, 72, Bridgeport, 66, a bit cooler for the south-facing shoreline, and Danbury, 72, Ramapo up to 72 as well. Air quality is good, medium pollen levels, and UV index of 7 tomorrow. A few showers and storms, 73 and near 80 on Saturday. Heather?
All right, Brittany, let's talk about the Van Wyck. Not only do we have construction, but we also have an accident that is being cleared away. It's on the Van Wyck South near Atlantic Avenue. Before you get to JFK Airport, you can see it's off on the right lane, but it is blocking that lane, and it is causing delays. As you can see here, we have that sea of brake lights to greet you, and this is how it looks on the LIE. So heavy traffic as you go towards Manhattan. You can see right over here, it looks like we have a disabled vehicle or maybe an accident off on the side of the roadway, so we will keep you posted about that. Hutchinson River Parkway South near Wilmot Road, that is a downed tree, and we have alternate side of the street parking rules in effect. Pedro and Charlene, over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Heather.
County, New Jersey. Had some pockets of very heavy rainfall over an inch to an inch and a half. Today, not as wet, but there's still enough moisture this morning for dense fog. This is what's waiting for you as soon as you step outside, so you might need a little extra time for your morning commute. Temperatures in the city, 59, winds out of the northeast near 6 miles per hour. So visibility at JFK and LaGuardia at or below a quarter of a mile, and then at Newark below 1 mile, White Plains a half a mile as well. Similar conditions all around the area. Morristown 1 mile and near a half a mile at Belmar and Toms River, close to a mile in Islip as well. There's a dense fog advisory for Middlesex, Monmouth, and Ocean County until 9 o'clock. That's when this will start to clear. So even though these are the only spots under that advisory, this is an issue all across the tri-state. So just make sure to take it easy for your morning commute. Temperatures in the 50s and the 60s. It's 62 in Islip. Good morning. In Poughkeepsie, 63 for you. Andover waking waking up to 61 degrees. At least things are dry for now. It's mostly cloudy. There were a few showers overnight along the Twin Forks, but getting off to a quiet start. So we still do have a chance for rainfall, but it's not going to be as wet compared to yesterday. This is that system we were just talking about, this slow moving area of low pressure that's been just taking its time getting closer to the region, and a stalled front nearby just tapping into all of the moisture. So with this low pressure close, we'll still have a chance for a stray morning shower and a spot afternoon storm. So this is how the timing plays out. Mainly dry, mostly cloudy for now, but late this morning towards midday, a spot shower is possible. And even with one of those isolated showers popping up, it still could produce a round of heavy rainfall. So that could lead to ponding as well. Throughout this afternoon, a stray afternoon storm. High temperatures also warm back up to the upper 60s and the lower 70s because there's a chance we could see a few breaks of sunshine. Tonight, mostly cloudy, and tomorrow morning, more of the same. We will be watching a line of decaying showers and storms approaching from the west in Pennsylvania early Friday morning. Our model is showing that it will hold enough together to bring us some rainfall by midday, lasting into early Friday afternoon. For the rest of Friday, a mixture of clouds and a few breaks of sunshine with highs in the lower 70s. Late Friday into early Saturday, mostly cloudy, and still watching for areas of dense fog. This morning, a foggy and cloudy start, temperatures reaching the upper 60s and the lower 70s. We'll watch out for a spotty morning shower and a stray afternoon thunderstorm. Winds out of the east-northeast ranging from 7 to 14 miles per hour. Tonight, more of the same. Mostly cloudy, 62, a quick passing shower or storm, and we'll see foggy conditions again tomorrow morning. For the rest of Friday, 73, a chance for a few showers or storms midday through early Friday afternoon. For the rest of the 7-day forecast, wet again on Saturday, but not a washout, not enough rain to cancel your outdoor plans. Temperatures also getting closer to the 80s on Saturday. Sunday, maybe a leftover shower north of the city, but mainly dry, 73, and highs cooling down into the mid to upper 60s Monday through Wednesday. Heather?
All right, Brittany, we're going to zoom in and talk to you about what's going on the roadways. This fog is contributing to some issues on the roads. Plus, we do have construction set up, and because of this construction on the Van Wyck Expressway South right near Linden Boulevard, we need to talk about this accident. You can see the right lane is closed down. This is causing really heavy delays as you go down the Van Wyck Expressway towards JFK Airport. As you can see here, a sea of brake lights to greet you. So give yourself some extra time if you are going to the airport. You can just see how foggy it is out there. That's the LIE. Alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect. We'll be back after the break.
And this morning it is foggy, so we're not waking up to widespread rainfall, but the fog could slow you down, and temperatures at the bus stop are in the 50s and the 60s. We do warm up to highs in the upper 60s and the lower 70s, so it's not going to be as wet as yesterday. There's just a chance for a stray morning shower and a pop-up afternoon storm. A closer look at high temperatures across New Jersey. Hoboken 71, Paramus 72, also West Milford up to 71, and Maplewood a high of 72 as well. And we're in for a much lighter breeze. Good air quality, medium pollen levels, and UV index of 7. Tomorrow, temperatures once again in the lower 70s. There's a chance for a few midday and afternoon showers and storms, but not a washout again on Friday. More the same on Saturday. The only difference is Saturday, temperatures warm up into the upper 70s and the lower 80s. Heather?
All right, Brittany, let's go
for your commute. So just be patient again. It could be foggy again this time tomorrow. This is on top of the Empire State Building. You can barely see closer to the ground because of the low ceiling and dense fog. It's 60 in Central Park, light winds near 2 miles per hour. Here's a closer look at visibility at the local airports. Now closer to 0 at LaGuardia, dropping to 1/4 mile at JFK, and below 1 mile in Newark. White Plains a 1/2 mile as well. Bridgeport below 1 mile and near 1/4 mile too in Newburgh. There's a dense fog advisory that includes Middlesex, Monmouth, and Ocean County, but really just keep that advisory in mind all across the tri-state because it is just foggy this morning, so make sure to just take some extra time. Temperatures in the 50s and the 60s. 63 in Poughkeepsie. Good morning in Montauk. 63 for you as well, and 59 degrees in Bridgeport. Skies are mostly cloudy, and I am watching a few sprinkles now approaching the South Fork after you had a few showers overnight, but still this morning not waking up to widespread rainfall like we saw this time yesterday. But we still have this slow moving area of low pressure that is getting closer. This has been our main weather maker temperature all week and still bringing some moisture nearby, also a stalled front. So it's not going to be as wet today, but still a good idea to take the umbrella just in case, because we'll have a chance for a stray shower this morning. Any one of those showers still could put down a good amount of rainfall, and throughout this afternoon, a stray shower or storm popping up. Also this afternoon, there's a chance for a little sun to mix in, pushing us up to high temperatures in the upper 60s and the lower 70s. This evening, a lull in the rainfall, mostly cloudy, and early tomorrow morning around sunrise, a dry start. But later Friday morning, we'll be watching just up to the west. There's going to be a line of decaying showers and storms, and our model is showing that it's going to hold on to bring us some rainfall and maybe even a few storms late Friday morning through early Friday afternoon. For the rest of Friday, still not a washout with temperatures in the low to mid 70s and a little sun coming out once again. Mostly cloudy Friday night through early Saturday morning. So today, warmer 71, less breezy too. Winds dropping down to 7 to 14 miles per hour. A spotty morning shower and a stray afternoon storm, but not as wet compared to yesterday. Tonight, 62. Mostly cloudy, and we'll see fog forming again. So a foggy start tomorrow morning. Mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm midday throughout early Friday afternoon. Temperatures in the lower 70s. For the rest of the 7-day forecast, we get close to 80 degrees on Saturday. It's not going to be a washout again Saturday, so not enough rain to cancel your outdoor plans. Mainly dry on Sunday, just a small chance for a stray shower. Temperatures in the 70s, and we cool down to the mid to upper 60s Monday through Wednesday. Heather?
All right, Brittany, it is very busy out there. The fog is not helping. We have 80 local lanes east near the New Jersey Turnpike, an accident, so the local lanes are closed down. And then going on to the Cross Bronx Expressway east, right near Webster Avenue, we have an accident, so delays on the Cross Bronx as a result. Cross Island Parkway north at Northern Boulevard, that is an accident that is also being cleared away. Then as you take the LIE going west, right near exit 20, you can see how active this scene is. That is an accident that is in the process of being cleared away, but it is causing delays. The Van Wyck, we do have relief as you head southbound right near Linden Boulevard. We did have a crash. That crash has been cleared away, so that's the good news that I have for you, but we do have some delays. Alternate side of the street parking rules are in effect. Pedro, Charlene, over to you.
All right, thanks so much.